My husband and I went on our first walk this morning after moving to the country. It's not the kind of country where your nearest neighbor is miles away, but we are surrounded by trees and empty fields. As we got about 35 feet away from the bridge or road by our house, we noticed a creature standing on the bridge just watching us. It looked like someone dressed in all black, just staring us down from the left side of the bridge. We walked closer and realized it was walking away. No matter how fast or slow we walked, it was always the same distance away from us. When we stopped moving, so would the creature. What seemed to change was the shape it would take. As we walked, we could see it hobbling like a drunk person. If we looked away, it would move to the opposite side of the road and be a completely different shape, like a dog or a small animal. As we walked onto the bridge, the creature was farther ahead by a hill. It began to change shape and had stick-like legs. It would walk, but would not bend its knees. It was as if it was on stilts. We slowed our pace and began to walk over the hill, still changing shape. We got to the hill, looking ahead to see what shape the creature took. But it was gone. No trace of it in the distance. We can see a few miles ahead at this point. No sign of it being there at all. We believe it was a Skinwalker, and we're glad we never met up with it. I drive for work, and today I witnessed something that honestly shook me to my core. I'm an avid listener to various creepy storytellers on YouTube, and have heard about seeing deer that just aren't right, and are actually skinwalkers in disguise. Now I've seen deer that have been struck by cars, shot, etc., but this one, it was different. Something about it just made me extremely uneasy, and I regret slowing down to look at it. As I was driving, I saw what I thought was a deer walking across the road. From a distance, it appeared to be just a normal deer, but as I drove closer to where it crossed, I saw it walking through a field to my left. I use walking in quotations because I know how a deer walks, trots, and runs. It wasn't moving like a deer. Its body, which was covered in a very dark, almost black fur, moved in a way that I can only compare to a rocking horse. Its legs, Jesus, its legs. They moved in an exaggerated, spastic way, not at all in any kind of synchrony. They moved like a spider's legs, not front to back like a normal deer's gait. Out away from the bodies, slung high in the air with random awkward footfalls. As I slowed down to watch it, I realized what I was looking at, and my blood froze in my veins. Then, it stopped. Facing away from me, I saw its head, as if held up by a string, floppily turned towards my vehicle. Its head came to a rest on its own back, as it looked at my direction, like it were a puppet that just lost its operator. I don't know if it was looking at me or my vehicle, but I wasn't about to find out. I sped away, shaking, and my brain trying to comprehend what I had just saw. What the hell did I see? Was it a skinwalker? Some kind of horribly deformed deer? I've never ever felt such a wave of sickening uneasiness like that before in my life. I know what deer are supposed to look and act like, and whatever that thing was, I don't think it was a deer. This is in the middle of nowhere, eastern Montana. At about 6 p.m., we were playing hide and seek with all my best friend's siblings, and we hear this loud screaming in the woods. So as smart people would, we start hiking up to find out what was making the noise. On our way up, we noticed these two deer standing completely still. Eerily still. We even make a bunch of noise to get their attention, and they don't budge. They keep looking directly up the mountain. We don't really think much of it. We keep going up, whatever it is. It's still screaming. My friend's older sister is calling back, then it just stops. We keep going up for a bit, and we eventually find mountain lion tracks. We all sit down and we all have this feeling that something's watching us. So we close our eyes, and I told everyone to point to where the feeling is coming from. We all point to the same exact spot, above us. My friend and I stay at that spot while her two other siblings go up a little further. They come back down to us and they say they saw the mountain lion. We decided it'd be smart to go back to the property. The deer are still there. We figured it's because they knew the mountain lion was there. The next day we come back to where we were at after being out for the entire day. My friend, her older sister, and I are all very tired. At 10 p.m., the older sister goes outside to pee outside of the trailer. This was in June, so it was still bright. She sprints back inside the trailer and tells my friend and I that there is something out there that ran at her. We don't believe her and make jokes. At around 11 p.m., my friend goes to sleep. I stayed up because I wasn't tired. Then at 1 a.m., she wakes up to go to the bathroom. She goes outside the trailer. Dad sprints back inside and tells me there is 100% something out there, and that whatever it is, it was fast and big, and it ran at her. The older sister wakes up to my friend telling me all of this, and comes to the back of the trailer where we were. There are 4 motion sensor lights on the corner of our trailer pointed at us. This is important info. We are all scared in the trailer, and I'm laying on my side looking at the window, on the other side of the bed where my friend is. The curtains are closed, but I notice a lighting change. I tell them what I saw, because they weren't paying attention, and about 10 seconds later, my friend says the light on my side went off. So now we know something is 100% there, and we are terrified. My friend is wild and decides to go back to sleep. So, her older sister and I work up enough courage to move to the front of the trailer. It's now probably 2. We notice that the lights out front are also getting triggered. We are absolutely clueless to what we're supposed to do as we lock the doors. We didn't find out until the morning that the locks don't work. And we grab the biggest knives we can. We sit on the bed that's in the main room. There is a window not even an inch above the bed. Whatever was out there kept circling until it stopped by the window and started tapping on the trailer and hitting it hard enough to shake the trailer. My older sister and I almost in tears from the fear. It's probably 3 a.m. and we hear my friend's grandfather coughing outside. The older sister is very concerned for him, but I force her to stay inside because whatever it is out there isn't friendly. The coughing stops eventually. Next, we hear a very faint screaming from the woods, as whatever is outside our trailer was still tapping and rubbing against the trailer. So we know it's not the mountain lion, or is it? We eventually fall asleep at about 4:30 a.m., and a couple hours later we investigate around the trailer and find deep imprints around our trailer. They were way too big to be any animal that's out there. The same friend goes quite often, and the last time they went, I didn't tag along for obvious reasons. But something jumped on top of the trailer and was pacing back and forth, and would run back and forth, also sometimes stopping right over where they were laying. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Perhaps click the bell for notifications, and remember, hell is empty, and the devils are here.